And I told Johnny and Octavia that they needed to quit drinking, that it was going to kill them because, it's called a liver for a reason, because you can't live without it. And the looks on their faces over the wisdom that just came out of a 10-year-old's mouth. They quit. They probably quit immediately. It was amazing. I'm sorry about my voice. I have plugs in my nose. I stupidly thought from last year that I was finally over my allergies. Grew out of them. Yeah, right. My dad told me that when I was a kid. Don't worry, you'll grow out of them. He said he did at 31. I think he was full of shit. But I came up last night to find the North Star. I finally saw how I could find it. And I actually did. I came up into the Mount Hood National Forest on National Forest Development Road 4615. And this is where a friend took me camping for the first time. I hadn't been out where there wasn't any light and I could see the stars. And I swear to God, there weren't the bugs like there were today. Oh my God, I have been falling apart, freaking screaming. And just bawling my ass off. Because these bugs won't leave me alone. Big son of a bitches. I couldn't put down something to swat at them with for nothing. Trying to chop wood and make kindling for when I go camping with my son. And had a fire so that I could cook something to eat, some hot dogs. And I'm telling you, one thing after another. The bugs weren't bad while this guy was up here shooting and just, I'm sitting in my van. If anybody would have come across me in the state that I was in, more than not, they'd think, they'd wonder what the fuck was wrong with me. Because I'm screaming at get the fuck away from me. And just, thank God there was nobody around. I guess, inadvertently, maybe, it was just what I needed. Goddamn fucking mosquitoes coming at my window. Got in a fucking crack so I can smoke, little bastards. Bloodsuckers. It's like, oh my God. Am I being targeted? And they're using fucking bugs? Jesus fucking Christ. I am going to be covered. And there was some shit. I was sitting here before I started the video, and I hear this buzzing, and I gotta jump the fuck out because there's something in this tarp with a long skinny ass that looks like I don't want anything to do with it, and fucking get out and then take my hat off and fucking swat it. there's still fucking bugs in here with me. I mean, God, it must be. I must have come up here and something inside me knew I needed to just have a fucking meltdown. And, maybe it wasn't progressing and it hadn't started, the fucking onslaught of bugs. I mean, there's mosquitoes, there's probably them little no-see-ums that are just tiny as fuck that I got chewed up by at Austin Springs. And then, there's little bumblebees buzzing around, all kinds of those little brown fucking shit flies. And then these scary ones, they look like they're meat eaters. They look like what is called a sand fly. And it's one of the ones that they're carnivorous. Suck blood, bunch of fucking vampire motherfuckers. I guess I needed it. I mean, oh my God, I felt like I was going to have a heart attack a couple times. The tears just fucking burned. And my sinuses are screwed up. So, and I got these plugs in, really good, big ass plugs in my nose. And it was so bad, it just started dripping from my nose. My plug over absorbed, and my van's a mess. It was nice and neat, but with all these, trying to eat and chasing the shade around so I could chop kindling, and then just can't take it anymore because shit, I don't know what's landing on me. If it's a biter or just a fucking stupid shit fly. And here God damn it. There were some big ass things buzzing around. Oh my God. So my bed's still inflated. I've got wood in the front seat. I mean, I can't stand things trashed. I like things neat and orderly. Everything has its place. I was just, I mean, I don't know how many times I said, I wished I'd just die. I mean, this is, I think to myself, I get a chance of fucking bugs out here buzzing me. I'm damned if I do. I'm fucked if I do, and I'm fucked if I don't. Because they come around mandating, they make their little house-to-house trips like I'm hearing they're gonna do, and like even before I heard they were gonna do it, I just knew they would. I knew that shit was gonna happen before the fucking pandemic came out. I knew something like that was going to happen. Oh jeez. What is it that the Sabbath or whatever, when in the Bible, when shit, they came door to door And I guess what was it? They killed the firstborn son or something like that. But, ugh, they got us all fucking quarantined like this, so we're easy to fucking find. Shit, up here, I'm getting Wi-Fi now. I was able to get Wi-Fi. Sitting there, heard my fucking phone ding, and I'm like, what the fuck? No wonder my tinnitus is still full bore up here. No reprieve. But they come, I mean, I researched. I did some research on the Poland invasion, and I found this woman that told her story. She had a twin, and everybody in the left line was going to be, they were done. Those ones, you're sure dead. You're sure death. And on the right, it was, people who could possibly have values to them in some way other than dead. And they like twins. So they're like, hey, you got some twins over here. And they experimented on them. She shared her experiences, and I guess, they invaded more than Poland, and I mean, that was was Poland, shit, I saw some, shit started in 1939, and I watched a video where people with accents tried to sound like the people whose letters they were reading, their experiences and what they saw, and the Germans picked strong young men, and they were in groups of 8, and I can't remember what the hell they called them, but their lives were spared long enough, spared for a little while, so that they could load and unload and cremate their friends and family, their fellow citizens. And, people always think, oh, it can't happen to me. But it's been proven. People shouldn't say that, because it does. Those people that I watched, the people that Hitler corralled and killed, they were all unaware up until a certain point. And that certain point for us is coming soon, where, if if you're a flying monkey, if you're, if you were born with a moral compass that was fallible, there are those of us, I guess, who can be bought with money, bought with their life. But it ain't me. And if they come knocking, barging, like I heard, U.S. Marines at the front door. Armed people with test kits. And for anybody who runs out the back or tries to get away, there are armed civilians. Maybe Russian, from Russia. The ones they bring over from, I don't know, Yugoslavia, freaking Russia, very young, like, 4 or 5 years old. Teach them English so well that, when I worked at the gas station and found this stuff out, I was interacting and serving these people that they looked white. I thought they were Americans until they started speaking their different language. And that's when I asked, and they're brought over very young and trained. And their day's coming. That was 2015. They take their time with shit. They take their time with shit. And that dream that I had, frickin', oh God, before I ever moved in over there at the apartments, where, I'm running for my life, and it's dark, and there's trees and bushes around, but nothing I can hide in. So I try to hide behind a tree, and and I know that I'm sticking out on both sides, and I look around, and I'm staring down the barrel, or staring up the barrel of this rifle, making eye contact with the woman who was staring down at the barrel at me. And she was dressed in dark clothes, and she had a mask on her face. She had like a black and white bandana, like a, old days freaking cowboy, cops and robbers type shit. And, when I had that dream, I wondered, what was with the get up that these people were wearing. And now I fucking know. And so, up here, getting the fucking shit bit out of me and bugged and tormented. It's just like, yeah. And then, fucking Wi-Fi up here. There's no, there's nowhere to go when they come knocking or barging in. And they're talking about worried about the people, the ones that they want to basically target are the ones with no symptoms that have it. And I'll bet my fucking life on it that I'm one of them. I'm one of them. They know who we are. They know who we are. I know through internet experiences. Back in 2015, after I popped my bubble, I went looking. Clearly, I was on a website that probably had a little deal connected to it, like Catcher in the Rye did in Conspiracy Theory for Mel Gibson. When they triggered a, oh God, I've got to go get a copy of Catcher in the Rye. Gotta go get it. And as soon as he purchases it, an alarm goes off, and so they know right where he is. As I got somebody fucking scammed me or tried to scam me. It was government. The government is behind the fucking government's behind every fucking shady goddamn motherfucking thing. But I was in some conspiracy shit, and I mean it was. I think it was on a site where this guy was talking about people who that fakes their suicide, and people who are recycled because when they buy you, when the sick ass motherfuckers dangle the carrot in front of your face and you fucking bite it and you take the contract, you fucking, oh yeah, sure, I'll sell my soul. Oh, sure, whatever you say. All right, I'll stand right here. Well, they don't fucking realize they really did sell their fucking soul. So, like, Alex Jones. Alex Jones is a recycle. And he was Bill Hicks. You go take a look. Go fucking look. They started him out with a toupee as Bill Hicks. And then when they needed, when they'd finished with him there was some sort of bit that I saw on him, and I can't find it for the life of me. I cannot find the goddamn thing, where he jokes about this new job that people want him to, people are going to pay him to fucking misinform, he was talking about Alex Jones. He was talking about becoming Alex Jones. That was his new job. So they got rid of the toupee. He went back to his bald ass fucking head. And Bill Hicks is fucking Alex Jones. I've seen, there's a couple more television, not Donahue, but shows like that. But I was on this site. I'm almost goddamn sure I was on that guy's site. And this warning come up. Microsoft, you have what was it? Some virus, yeah. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm fucking shitting my pants. There's a square that comes up to call this number, and I do. And well, long story short, at the end, she's telling me, well, it's going to cost this much. I'm like, well, oh my God, how much? I mean, I work paycheck to paycheck. I haven't got that much. And she said, well, how much do you have? And I was like, ding, 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 ding. That's it. Fucking told her she was scamming me and blah, 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 and fucking hung up on her. And then, let's see, I think it was like a week and a half, not even 2 weeks later. And I'm fucking snooping around where they want to know who's fucking doing that snooping. And ding, 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 that fucking stupid ass virus fucking shit came up again. I called them and told them, you might want to keep track of who you call and weren't able to scam so you don't call them back. And I fucking hung up on them. So, they fucking know. There's a big building that was made by Google that I found out about when I worked at Mount Hood Arco, asking about these big things that looked like floor buffers, and found out they were for smoothing cement. And I'm like, oh, wow. So long story short, they're working on a building that's 2 stories that is probably at least twice the size of the Walmart in Troutdale, and it's for Google. And so I knew right then, it's like, oh boy, how many fucking cubicles will that building fit? And each person is able to keep track of, at least 30,000 people. So I could say hi to my person, whoever the fuck the piece of shit is. They know. Okay, so I'm going to stop this before it stops on its own, so I don't have to make yeah. So I'm going to get my very unhappy ass back to town and back to the fucking miserable, perpetual annoyance. Doesn't sound like it, but much love to anybody who listens to this and can relate to at least the underlying feelings. Bye-bye.